Doctor, just like we were having a chat a few weeks back, and I only found out that you had some health scares like I did. So please share that with us if you don't mind. First time in public.
Yeah. You know, I always thought I was very fit and I was doing all the right things and, you know, nothing could go wrong with me. But my cholesterol was on a higher side. I used to do tests, you know, now and then. But I never took that seriously. I never consulted a doctor. I thought I am the doctor for myself. I could probably cut down on cholesterol and reduce the cholesterol. And I didn't realize the amount of stress that I was going through my life. And suddenly one day, I felt different. I felt a bit of pain in my chest, which was not the usual pain which I get after playing tennis or after playing cricket or after doing gym. And I told my wife that I feel different. You know, it's not routine. So she said, okay, why don't you go to the hospital and get it checked? I said, okay. So I called one of my colleagues, general physician. He said, come over. He took my ECG. It all looked normal. He took my blood test and he said, your ECG is normal, your pulse is normal. And then I came back home. I played cricket the next day. In the evening, I again started feeling the same thing. But by then, I got a message from the doctor, doctor, your troponin level is way too high. You need to go to the hospital immediately. I went to the hospital. They took me to the angiography room. They were doing angiography and I was seeing. And they told me that I had, instead of 3 vessels, I have only 2 vessels. And the second vessel was blocked. But luckily, the block was...
the weak side of the heart.
The weak side of the heart.
Same as me.
Was, yeah. So it got unplugged and the clot was lodged at the tip of the heart. So I did suffer from something called as pericarditis, and they were worried because pericarditis doesn't have a very good prognosis. So I had severe pain. I was in about 3 or 4 days in the ICU, but they managed me very well. My doctor was great. My enzymes came down. The pericarditis settled. They didn't have to do angioplasty. So that was a very lucky thing for me, you know, because it opened up. But obviously they warned me that I need to bring my cholesterol down and I was on medications. But as soon as I came out, obviously I had a list of surgeries to do. So the 3rd day I was operating and the 5th day I was supposed to travel in India, do 4 surgeries and come back. And I could not change that. So I did that. I came back and got back to the work. And I feel I still am not doing the thing that I need to do for my body. I'm thinking seriously about it now. So I'm building my team. And obviously it's not hard to completely transfer the knowledge and the skill that you have to your team. But this is what exactly I'm doing now. And I'm hoping in about 2 or 3 years' time, I'll be able to have a team which is completely independent of me. And I think that's the time probably I'll have to focus more on my health.
As a business owner, you're going through stress, of course, as a surgeon as well. But on top of that, you got your business stresses, correct?
Yeah, you know, the stress induces inflammation in our body. A lot of people don't accept this fact and they think it's just a news. But there are inflammatory processes going on as you are stressing. And that inflammatory process damages the interior of your arteries. And once there is a trauma in the interior of the artery, the cholesterol starts plugging in. And it becomes a nidus for a disaster in the future.
You having tablets to reduce your cholesterol.
Yes.
Does that take away the existing blockage in your arteries or no?
Yes, it does take away the existing blockage. It reduces the blockage. So what happens is the arteries have capability to re-epithelize. So it produces a normal wall. Not 100%, but to some extent near normal wall. But what I need to do is I need to keep my cholesterol down because the cholesterol can deposit again in the same place. So I have to make sure that my cholesterol level is down continuously all the time.
So to the business owners listening to you now, who don't have the years of experience that you have, what advice would you give them to have a more balanced life?
We need to work hard, but not to stress physically. You need to keep your mind and your brain calm. I think the impulsiveness, the sudden burst of anxiety, the anger, this all inflicts trauma to our body. And that's the nidus of our disaster in the future. So I think it's very important that hardworking, no doubt, we have to continue doing that. But at the same time, keep our mind calm, our brain calm, and always focus on healthy lifestyle. Eating correct, at the right time, exercising enough, taking breaks in between. All of these things are very important.
You said that you do lots of cooking and gardening. Share that with us, because it takes you totally away from everything that you do throughout the day.
I think meditation is that for me, is diverting my mind to something which is more pleasing and something which is more soothing. So I find that in gardening. I think gardening is a great way of meditating because it keeps you physically active and also mentally. And likewise cooking, I forget everything when I'm cooking. I just enjoy chopping vegetables and mixing things and cooking and looking at that. So I think that's the medication that I enjoy most.
Well, I wish you all the best, Doctor, and thank you so much for your time. Really, really enjoyed it. Although I've known you for like 11 years, I've learned so much from you today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a great learning experience for me as well.
Much
thank
love,
you.
Doctor. Thank you.